Hello everyone, you're welcome on African Spiritual Connections TV. My name is Paulvin, and as usual, today we are continuing our African spirituality series. That's African spirituality in the Bible. With this episode, I've been meaning to make you understand that the Bible, as the Christians have it today, is an African legacy left behind by the African ancestors. Yet, it was written, or let me say translated, by the Europeans to fit and suit themselves, where they chipped themselves in the story that did not belong to them, and brought it back to those who own it. Brought it back to those who own it with an attempt to brainwash them and cause them to lose themselves. Now, in an attempt, yes, they've succeeded. They've really made Africans lose who they are. They don't even recognize what belongs to them any longer. So I mean to go into the Bible into pinpoint the aspect that the wise Europeans, as they were, could not touch. Right? So since it was the Bible that was used to brainwash my people, I mean to use the same Bible to brainwash my people and show them the evidence that what they hold so dear in their hand is the story of their ancestors, and show them the true stories, since there are a lot of lies in there. Now, today we are going to learn about the God of the Bible. Who is the God of the Bible? Of course, we know there are many gods. There are many millions of gods in this world. But there's a particular one of them that has a lot of histories put together in the Bible. Who is that God? By the time we are done with this episode, you are expected to know who the God of the Bible is, and a particular shrine in the world where that God of the Bible is served. The actual way that God must be served. Alright? Previously, in the episode 11, we learned about the name of the God of the Bible, as Christians call it Yahweh and sometimes Jehovah. Alright? And Akwete Amma made us understand that the text out of which the Yahweh and Jehovah were derived, right, is not really what we call it. Rather, the actual name of the God of the Bible is Yahweh, which I subscribe, I concord. Alright, now today I promised you before that I will take you deep into the Bible, and I'll review certain aspects of the Bible that back this claim that the God of the Bible is Yahweh. Now, before we are able to go into the Bible and put out certain things that will back our claim, let's first find out who Yahweh is. Yahweh is an African deity and is served by the Eves. As you heard Akwete Amma say, Yahweh is served by the Eves. There is one major shrine in Ghana known as the Nogokpo Shrine. Nogokpo. N-O-G-O-K-P-O. Nogokpo Shrine. This is the shrine where that's the powerhouse of the Yahweh deity. There are many shrines in Ghana that have access to the Yahweh, but their center among centers is the Nogokpo Shrine. Meanwhile, the Lord of all centers in Ghana is the Kleko Shrine, the Kleko Akpegami Shrine, the Kleko Big House. Right? Now, Yahweh is the God of thunder and lightning, mostly, but it's also the God of rain, war, justice, and fire. And he is a warrior, a chief warrior, and the head God of all the warriors. And in fact, the Almighty, the greatest and the strongest among the warriors. Right? So all the other deities subscribe and bow to him. The deities honor that kind of superiority, or let me say, they have that kind of rank honoring. Right? Now, before I go into the Bible, let me tell you something that my personal experience, why I am backing this claim. Once I was working, I was doing divination for my own cousin, who is yet in school and about to graduate. I was finding out the destiny of this child so that when he is out of school, we know the kind of trade or the kind of business or whatever that we should put the child in. And I found out that that child is supposed to be a heavy duty engineer, right? So as I was digging and digging and digging, someone came to do divination too, and the person sat right by me. So I invoked the owner of the earth, Sakwati, to see to the person's divination. The person is supposed to be a Christian. So whilst we were doing the divination, the person was confused about some of the things that was being told him. I mean, her is a woman. So the question was asked by the Christian. So all this while, you mean to tell me that I have been deceived because you're telling me that I should go back to my family shrine where I have been taught my whole life that it's a devil and is the cause of my problems. So you are telling me that that's my Lord, that's the God of my lineage. So I should go back to that shrine. The deity said yes. And the person asked, what about Yahweh? The deity said, what is Yahweh? We don't know anything called Yahweh. All that we know, if you're talking about the one that you people say you serve, the name is Yahweh. Forget about them, it's Yahweh stories that they put in the Bible. That's what the deity said. And I was right there. I knew this already, but I got a confirmation whilst I was doing the divination for the Christian. Right? So I took my time through the Bible to find various quotations that fit this claim, and I'm done with it. I will take you from the Old Testament into the New Testament. I'll even go into Revelations, the end, and even into the life of Jesus Christ, and then we will know if actually Yahweh, the God of thunder, is actually the God that the Bible talks about. Yet Christians do not know. All right? Yet Christians do not know. So I've told you that in Ghana, there's only one major temple in Ghana that's able to invoke the thunder to work. If you do something wrong and someone accuses you in that temple and you're actually guilty, they first give you a call to come and let's sit down and adjudicate the matter in the traditional court. If you refuse to show up, they'll call you again. In fact, they will exhaust all other means because resorting to the God is the final destination. In case you prove someone you don't want to go, then they don't have any other option than to invoke the tender. And in case you are guilty, there's nothing you can do. You can't hide. And it is the Almighty. So nobody can save you from that energy. Unless the energy says it won't work. Sometimes it can take years before it strikes you because it's a God of justice. So we have to make sure that everything is in order. But the moment it is done doing its investigations, you're done. You just have to drizzle. Then, tender is on you. It happens several times. If you are in Ghana, you're supposed to know what I'm talking about. The Nogopo shrine is the most popular shrine in the whole of Ghana. And the most powerful. Alright? Now, let me come this way and tell you this too. The God of thunder is not an evil God, all right? It's not an evil God. Yet, when it appears, because the energy is so clean and holy, people who are dirty cannot be around because you may get struck or get stricken. So, because anytime that this energy is invoked, someone has done something wrong. Therefore, it is seen in Ghana that most of the work that this energy is used to do is the negative work, the justice work. All right, so people are complaining that this deity house is a demonic house. In fact, this pastor Ajinasari came to say the same thing. I actually wanted to go gaga on that man of God, that pastor, but I've been advised I have to respect elders, even though this elder deserves no respect, because someone who doesn't respect his tradition, the tradition of his country and his ancestors, deserves no respect from anybody at all. But I will not go there. Alright, let me take you into the Bible. Someone should share this video to Ajinasari. Let him come and learn that the energy that he is insulting, busily insulting, is right the owner of the stories in the book that he holds, the book that feeds him. Alright, so I'll first take you to Zechariah chapter 8, verse 23. All right, I think I put this one on. The Lord is what, this is what the Lord of heaven's army say. Heaven's army say. So I've already told you that Yahweh is a God of war, right? So if the Lord of heaven's army, and you know the thunder is also up there in the heavens. So heaven's army, that's the Lord of the heaven's army. According to the Bible, that the God of the Bible is the Lord of heaven's army. All right. Okay. Now let's go to the next quotation. Now something happened in Exodus when the God of the Bible was about to give the Israelites the 10 commandments, right? Something happened. You realize that anytime that this God of the Bible appears, we will see thunder around. We will see how we see that the God of the Bible is working is the representation of thunder. Now let's go to Exodus chapter 20 verse 18. When the people heard the thunder and trumpet blast and saw the lightning and the smoky mountains, they trembled with fear and stood a long way off. They said to Moses, if you speak to us, we will listen, but we are afraid that if God speaks to us, we will die. Moses replied, don't be afraid. God has only come to test you and make you keep on obeying him so that you will not sin. But the people continued to stand a long way off, and only Moses went near the dark cloud where God was. Right? So when the God of the Bible showed himself to the Israelites, right, what came was thunder blast, storm, because he's the God of storm, thunder. Right? And the Israelites were afraid. Why were they afraid? Because this God is associated with killing. Because when he appears, then you know that someone is guilty of something and justice must be served. He's the God of justice. So when he is around and you are someone who is an evildoer, you are afraid that you may go. So you see, the Israelites are supposed to be happy that their God is showing himself to them. But they are saying, no, we don't want it. Moses, talk to us, we will listen. Don't let God talk to us, because if God talks to us, we will die. This is the same thing that's happening in Nogopo today. Because when that energy shows himself, death will follow. So if the God of the Bible is the same, why would Ajanasari leave this one and come and talk about Nogopo, that Nogopo is evil? Now, when I'm done with you, you know that the one in Nogopo is the same thing that's written about in the Bible. Right? In fact, I will take you into heaven, your so-called heaven, and you will see what rules there. Right? Now, let me take you again to 1 Samuel. No, let's go to 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel chapter 2 verse 10. So the Lord's enemies will be destroyed. He will thunder against them from heaven. The Lord will judge the whole world. He will give power to his king. He will make his chosen king victorious. He will thunder against his enemies from heaven. This is what Yahweh does. Yahweh always thunders his enemies from heaven. If you are an enemy of justice, you are an enemy of Yahweh. Alright? You are enemy of Yahweh. And they've made mention of heaven here. Let me explain heaven. Heaven is even gotten from the name of the thunder god. Right? Among the Evers in Ghana call the energy Yahweh. If you go to Togo, the Evers in Togo call the energy Yahweh. Yahweh. Alright? That's where they got the Yahweh. Okay? Now, they also call this energy Hevioso. Hevioso. Hence heaven. Hevioso. Hevioso. Hence heaven. Now, another name of this same energy is Tohono, the god of thunder. Tohono. If you have been watching movies, right, you will notice that there is this character in American movies, the Hollywood movies, known as Thor. And Thor is the god of thunder. Tohono. 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 Thor. So these Europeans know what they are doing, but we are ignorant of it. Hevioso. Heaven. Tohono. Thor. Yahweh. 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 Jehovah. You see, these are African names, but we are ignorant of it, of the fact that it's African names. Therefore, they are beating us to it. Our own stories, we are not even aware. Okay? Now, let's see. Moses, right, did something. Let me check Exodus chapter 9 verse 23. Okay, so this was when Moses had been sent by the God of the Bible, Yahweh, to go to Egypt, Kemet, or the one you people call Kemet, to go and deliver a message to Pharaoh, right? The fear of Kemet. Well, now, when the Pharaoh was being adamant, Moses had to act. And let's see how Moses acted. So, Exodus 9:23. So Moses raised a stick towards the sky, and the Lord sent thunder and hail, and lightning struck the ground. The Lord sent a heavy hailstorm with lightning flashing back and forth. It was the worst storm that Egypt had ever known in all of its history. So when Moses raised his stick, what happened? Thunder followed. God of thunder, lightning, rain. What happened? Hailstorm. Do you know hailstorm? Hailstorm is the rain of ice. The rain of ice. That's hailstorm. The God of rain. And what happened in Noah's time? Rain came to destroy the world. Right? Even though that story is a bit fabricated. It's a real story that happened in the past, but not the way the Bible tells it. You understand? Not the way the Bible tells it. Okay? So rain, Noah's time, thunder, Moses' time. Right? Now if you go to this guy, Mauli, that's Elijah. Is it Jah? The elders called Jah, Mau. And Eli means Mauli means God is there. So Eli means there. Jah means God. So they just turn it around. Instead of Jali or Mauli, they just turn it and make it Elijah or Elijah. What did he do? He commanded fire to come from heaven. What fire comes from heaven? Thunder. Now let's continue. I'll take you now to 1 Samuel chapter 7 verse 10. Samuel also did it. The God of thunder. While Samuel was offering the sacrifice, the Philistines moved forward to attack. But just then the Lord thundered from heaven against them. They became completely confused and fled in panic. The Israelites marched out from Mizpah and pursued the Philistines almost as far as Bethkar, killing them along the way. So once again, thunder is what Samuel, when Samuel was making an offer before the Israelites could go to war, the Philistines made an attempt on them, a quick attempt to go and attack them and subdue them. Now what happened? The God of the Bible sent thunder to come and confuse the enemies. That's the work of Yahweh. Thor, have you so? Now that was not all. Samuel did something again. Let's check 1 Samuel again. Chapter 12 verse 17. This time it was very, very dry in Israel. They had not experienced rain for a while. They were starving. So they went to Samuel to go and beg Samuel for a miracle. And this is what happened. Samuel said, "It is dry season, isn't it? But I will pray, and the Lord will send thunder and rain. When it happens, you will realize that you committed a great sin against the Lord when you asked him for a king." So Samuel prayed, and on that same day, the Lord sent thunder and rain. Then all the people became afraid of the Lord and of Samuel. So if you come to the other land in Ghana, they do not have kings. What they have is what we call the priest kings. It is their chief priest of a community. That's also a king among the Evers. But when you come to the Akan, it's not like that. We have the king representing the Most High, and we have the chief priest representing a priest of the Most High. All right. Now this one is the Ever side. Now I'm not saying it's only the Evers that have the Yahweh, because if you come to the Akan, the Yahweh is known as Agrada. For the Akans, they call Yahweh by its actual name, Thunder. They call the thunder, but it actually agrada. Agrada is thunder. All right. Now let's go to Job. As for Job, Job gives a perfect description of who the God of the Bible is. Let's go to Job 37. Job 37. Right. You can read from verse 1. No, I don't want verse 11. So Job 37, verse 1 to verse 4. Then you will jump to verse 11. Right. The storm makes my heart beat wildly. Listen, all of you, to the voice of God, to the thunder that comes from his mouth. He sends the lightning across the sky from one end of the earth to the other. Then the roar of his voice is heard, the majestic sound of thunder, and all the while the lightning flashes. So thunder is the weapon of the Almighty. And according to the Bible, it comes from his mouth. When he roars, thunder happens. So if you install the energy of thunder, then you don't know what you're talking about calling yourself a Christian. Because in your Bible, the stories in your Bible are the victories of the God of thunder that have been put together as the stories of the Israelites, put in the Bible for you as a Christian, but you don't know. You don't know. All right, let's continue. So this is verse 1 to 4, Job 37, describing the Almighty. All right, now let's go to verse 11. So light flashes from the clouds as they move at God's will. They do all that God commands. Everywhere throughout the world, God sends rain to water the earth. He may send to punish us or to show us his favor. So he may send the thunder, the rain, the lightning to punish or to show you favor. So when you need rain and you are starving, he may send you the rain and you know thunder will follow. But when he wants to punish you, he sends the rain and thunder will come and crack you down. That's how Yahweh works. That's how Yahweh works. You don't see thunder without rain, right? You don't see thunder without rain. And then when thunder is there, lightning too will follow. They are like tripartite energies. Tripartite energies. Rain will come, then the lightning and thunder will follow. Right? So let's go to what David thinks of all this. Right? David also wrote about it. Let's go to Psalms. So Psalm 18, verse 11. He covered himself with darkness. See, this is the God of the Bible. People say, I once made a teaching that the king of darkness that you call devil is the same as the king of light that you call God. They are two of them are the same thing. Negative and positive energies put together. But male and female, yin yang. You understand? This is the Bible telling you that the God of the Bible has covered himself with darkness. He covered himself with darkness. Take clouds. Oh, this one is disturbing me. Take clouds full of water. I'm having network issues. So he covered himself with darkness. Take clouds full of water surrounded him. Hailstorm and flashes of fire came from the lightning before him and broke through the dark clouds. Verse 13. The Lord thundered from the sky, and the voice of the Most High was heard. He shot his arrows and scattered his enemies with flashes of lightning. Now you can see the lightning strikes like arrow. So the Bible is trying to describe that the lightning is the arrow of the Almighty. So when he shoots it, then it flashes through the sky like that. Right? And they've tried to make you understand that thunder is the voice of the Almighty. So if someone who is able to invoke thunder to work, you call that person devilish, then automatically you are calling the Almighty a devil. Because if an energy I serve makes me a devil, then the energy itself must be a devil. This is your Bible that you hold. It's from your Bible that we are getting all these things from. So what is it that Christians are missing? That they don't understand anything any longer. Have the brainwashing gone into that to that extent that even their doctors who call themselves doctor, reverend, what, don't even understand this common knowledge, right? After all, before you look down on a particular shrine, go there and listen to them. Look at how they work. Look at how they do their work and understand what they do before you criticize. I've been in church my whole life. It's just been about 2-3 years before when I became a traditional person. So when we're talking about the Bible, if you see me how I'm quoting all the time, you should know that I've learned the Bible, right? And when it comes to tradition, I know how to invoke energies, how to work with energies, how to command energies. So I've tested both. And here I am giving you testimonies, right? The latter has given me a better life. Christianity gave me a very, very, very fake, fruitless life, right? Now we learn about the God of the Bible. Who is the God of the Bible? And I'm making my claim that the God of the Bible is the God of thunder. And I'm trying to find quotation in the Bible to substantiate that, yes, the God of the Bible uses thunder to work all the time. All right. Now, let's go back to Psalm 77, verse 17. So this is David's work. Now, before we go to Psalm 77, please let me talk about my shrine project. Right? My shrine project is still ongoing. People have been sending me tokens, yet we haven't gone anywhere. So far, I think I've received about 300, 200, about 600 Ghana cedis towards the shrine project. Please, it's not small money. Yes, I appreciate it a lot, but I need more. I need more. In fact, I must buy at least 1 acre of land for this shrine project. I beg those who have the goodwill to help me, please. This information I'm giving you are all information that my energies have been giving me. All right. So please let me honor the energies so that they give me more to give you. All right. If you have the will to send me anything, please. These are my account details: bank, mobile money, Vodafone Cash. They are all correct numbers that you can send me tokens on. And when you send anything, please let me have your name and understand what you are looking for before you are making a donation to me, so that I pray to the energies about it and then you get your results. Thank you. Let's go back to Psalm 77. Psalm 77. The clouds poured down rain, thunder crashed from the sky, and lightning flashed in all directions. The crash of your thunder rolled out, and flashes of lightning lit up the world. The earth trembled and shook. So this is David. You can read from verse 1 to understand why this statement is being made. This is David talking about the God of thunder and how he does his work, how marvelous the sight of his work is. Right? So before the thunder will strike, the cloud must pour down rain. And when the rain begins, then thunder will flash through. Then lightning will follow. And then the enemy will be crushed. So if you are against justice, you are an enemy to Yahweh, and Yahweh will crush you. We're talking about the Almighty, the God of the Bible. The Christians don't know. It's the God of thunder in the shrine of Nogokbo in the Volta region of Ghana. Now we're not done yet. Let's go to Psalm 104, verse 7. Psalm 104. At your command, the water fled. At the sound of your thunder, it hurried away. This is the Bible. You can read from verse 1 to understand why this statement is also being made. This is David praising the God of the Bible. That at the command of the God of the Bible, the water that he used during Noah's time to fill the world, those water fled away. And at the sound of his thunder, so the thunder belonged to who? To the Almighty. So if I'm able to invoke the thunder to come and destroy or come and make something good, who allowed the thunder to work? The Almighty, Yahweh, is the God of the heavenly armies, a warrior God. At the sight of war, Yahweh becomes a victorious king, right? So the Bible is calling thunder your thunder. So thunder is a weapon of the Almighty. Now let's go to Isaiah chapter 29. Isaiah also talks about the God of thunder. So Isaiah chapter 29 verse 6. Then suddenly, in an instant, you will be visited by the Lord of the heavenly armies. with thunder, an earthquake, and great noise, with a windstorm, a tempest, and a flames from the devouring fire. This is Isaiah. Because when thunder comes, devouring fire will follow. Because thunder itself releases fire, and it flashes through you, it burns you down completely. So, this is the God of the Bible, the Lord of the heavenly armies. He works with thunder, rain, lightning, and fire that comes out of the thunder. Today, since my energy is down, I've been having a lot of issues this week. The Christians I live with are giving me issues in my house because they don't like truth. Yet we are not going to get tired of it. We will always be giving it out. Right? Now let's go to Mark. Taking you to the New Testament. I think you people have been saying that every time I'm using the Old Testament to preach. Today, we are going to Mark. The words of Jesus in Mark. Let's go to Mark chapter 3, verse 17. Excuse me. Now, James and his brother John, the sons of Zebedee, Jesus gave them the name Boanerges, which means men of thunder. If thunder is evil, why would Jesus call his own men of thunder? I don't understand. If thunder is evil, why is Jesus calling his own men of thunder? Boanerges. Alright? Even if we go into this name, we realize that it's something else. It's not really Boanerges, but we are not coming there. Men of thunder. That's what Jesus named his own disciples. Okay, so did Jesus know the thunder God? Was he also using the thunder God? Was he sent by the thunder God? Well, that's for you to judge yourself and find out. Why is he naming his followers Boanerges, men of thunder? Anyway, let's go to Luke. Luke chapter 9, verse 52. Then we will come down to 54. He sent messengers ahead of him who went into a village in Samaria to get everything ready for him. But the people there would not receive him because it was clear that he was on his way to Jerusalem. When the disciples, James and John, those that he called Boanerges, saw this, they said, Lord, do you want us to call fire down from heaven to destroy them? Because James and John were able to invoke fire from heaven. That's why Jesus named them Boanerges, men of thunder. So it answers you, what kind of fire comes from heaven? Thunder. And here is the people themselves, James and John, claiming they could call fire from heaven to come and devour the village because the village did not accept them. Are you a Christian? Are you watching me? Is your head working? Is your head working as a Christian? We have the biggest thunder shrine in Ghana, the whole world. The biggest thunder shrine in Nugupo and Kliko, Akpagami. And we are shying away from it because we think it's devilish. Here are the men of Jesus Christ being referred to as Boanerges, men of thunder. They are claiming they could invoke the thunder God to come and burn villages with fire. Let your mind work. Black man, wake up. Wake up. Wake up. You are too sleepy. Before this European came, your ancestors knew God. Why are you making it as if your ancestors only knew a devilish cult that they joined all their life? Yet they grew older than you. They were wiser than you. They had so many accomplishments that today, you people are accomplishing, yet the white man is taking over it as theirs. Alright? So these are the men of the followers of Jesus Christ claiming to be able to invoke thunder. And yet, Jesus Christ already called them men of thunder. James and John. Should I put that quotation back? Let's go back. Mark chapter 3. James and his brother John, the sons of Zebedee. Jesus gave them the names Boanerges, which means men of thunder. Jesus looked at their abilities before he gave them the name. Jesus looked at their abilities before he gave them the name men of thunder because he knew that this man could invoke thunder. Alright? So, let's continue. Let's go to Revelations your Almighty Revelations, that's where most Christians, that's the particular chapter today, that's holding Christians down. Because and that's what is talking about the heaven and the hell and the what, blah, 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 and the end times. All right. Now let's go to Revelations chapter 4. Revelation chapter 4. In a circle around the throne were 24 other thrones on which were seated 24 elders. I'll come and preach to you about these 24 thrones. All right, it's an African spirituality thing. I'll come and we are not ending this series yet. You will know so many things. How the Akan and the Ever systems have been picked up by the Europeans and then turned around, brought back to us. I'll come and teach you about this 24 elder thing. So keep this in mind so that when I bring that other series, not even other series, it's the same series. When I bring that episode, you understand what I'm talking about. So in a circle around the throne were 24 other thrones on which were seated 24 elders dressed in white and wearing crowns of gold. From the throne came flashes of lightning, rumblings, and peals of thunder. In front of the throne, 7 lighted torches were burning, which are the 7 spirits of God. So this quotation, I'll keep it, right? When I come again, I will explain all these 24 elders, right? And the 7 lighted candles representing the 7 spirits of God. Okay? And then on the throne, what do you see? From the throne, that's verse 5, came flashes of lightning, rumblings, and peals of thunder. From the throne, which throne? The throne of the Almighty in heaven that people are talking about. Read from verse 1, you understand what I'm talking about here. In the throne room of the Almighty, it says there are 24 elders sitting in circle around the throne. Alright? And then on the throne itself, we have flashes of lightning, rumblings, and peals of thunder. So thunder sits on the throne as the Almighty. What are you talking about? What are you talking about in calling the Almighty, the thunder God, an evil deity? In Akan, we call it Okumo Oniyawu, the one who kills and hasn't murdered. When he kills, he hasn't murdered. Okumo Oniyawu, because you must be guilty before this energy will strike you. Because it's also the God of justice. If you're not guilty, or you're not going against, you're not an enemy to this energy, it will not strike you. Alright? So this is the throne of heaven. Having tender right on the throne. Okay, let's go to Revelation chapter 11. Revelation chapter 11. Let's check God's temple in heaven. According to the Bible, God's temple in heaven was opened and the covenant boss was seen there. This is a lie. The covenant boss cannot be seen in heaven, right? I'll explain why I'm saying this is a lie. It's part of this series. Later I'll come back and talk to you about it. The covenant boss of the God of the Bible is not in any heaven. It's a lie. So God's temple in heaven was opened and the covenant boss was seen there. Then there were flashes of lightning, rumblings, and peals of thunder, an earthquake, and heavy hail. But wait, we are opening the temple of heaven, right? And we are seeing the covenant boss there. And then we saw flashes of lightning, rumblings, and peals of thunder. Why are we seeing earthquake in heaven? Hey, or you mean this one's happening on earth? Did this one happen on earth? Or it happened in heaven? Earthquake. God's temple in heaven was opened and the covenant boss was seen there. Then there were flashes of lightning, rumblings, and peals of thunder, and earthquake and heavy hail. So again, when the temple of heaven was opened, thunder showed up. Thunder showed up. What is thunder? What is with thunder and all this God of the Bible thing? Is the thunder related to the God of the Bible, or the thunder itself is the God of the Bible? We saw the thunder on the throne of the Almighty. The throne of the Christians Almighty. You Christians are not learning, you are joking. Let's go to Psalm 83. Now what we must understand is that when this thunder God strikes you, nobody touches your body. You must be left to rot, right? The priest of Yahweh will be evoked to come and perform rituals. Then after the ritual has been performed, your body will be tied with cloth. The body will be dragged on earth to the temple of Yahweh. There's a sacred place designed for such bodies where we will leave you to rot. I beg to be corrected too. If I'm wrong, someone should come and correct me. Right? I'm not Mr. All-Knowing, but that's what I know about the temple. I could be wrong. Okay? But that's what I know. That when it strikes you, anybody that touches you, the person also carries whatever wrath that the tender God had against the dead body. Right? So nobody touches that dead body until the priest has come to do the necessary rituals. And afterwards, the body is tied, and when they take it to be placed somewhere where the body lies and rots. And we see this once in the Bible too. Let's see if it's in Psalm 83. So the prayer for the defeat of Israel's enemies. Oh God, do not keep silent. Do not be still. Do not be quiet. Look, your enemies are in revolt, and those who hate you are rebelling. They are making secret plans against your people. They are plotting against them, against those you protect. Come, they say, let us destroy the nation so that Israel will be forgotten forever. Now let's jump from here and go to verse 9. Go to verse 9. I'm about to have an issue with my battery. So do to them what you did to the Midianites and to Sisera and Jabin at the Kishon River. You defeated them at Endor, and their bodies rotted on the ground. What I just told you is what you've just seen in the Bible. That when this thunder strikes you, your body must not be touched by anybody, and you are not supposed to be buried. The body will be left on the ground to rot. So you defeated them at Endor, and their bodies rotted on the ground. Do to their leaders what you did to the Oreb and Zeb. Defeat all their rulers, as you did Ziba and Zamuna, who said we will take for our own the land that belongs to God. Scatter them like dust, O God, like straw blown away by the wind. As fire burns the forest, as flames set the hills in fire, chase them away with your storm and terrify them with your fierce winds. So, you see, this God uses storm against his enemies, and the storm is a bit of rain crashing through thunder, pairs of thunder and lightning. Alright, so this is the God of the Bible. Let me put, if you want to read more about the thunder in the Bible, you can just check out these quotations in the Bible. Let me put them here. Let me just put them here for you. Okay, so this is actually who the God of the Bible is. This is heaven, heavier so. This is Thor, Honor. This is Yahweh, the one you call Yahweh, right? He is the God, the Lord of the heavenly armies, the God of thunder, rain, lightning, and fire. He's also the God of justice. Anytime that this energy is invoked against you, you cannot hide. And it's only one temple, one shrine in the whole world that can invoke this energy for thunder to work. And that temple is in Ghana, in the Volta region, in Nogopo and Kliko, the Apagami. You understand? So if you are a Christian and you do not understand the tradition of your own land, don't come and be breaking your jaws, open your mouth too wide, talking nonsense. Your pastors are talking nonsense. You also want to come and engage in nonsense. Your pastors don't learn. They've gone crazy with the money that you've been feeding them day in, day out. They are not working for the money. They claim to take the money for the Most High. Yet the Most High, they don't even know. They do not even know that the Most High works with thunder, and even in the throne of the heaven, your heaven that you people so-called you want to go to, what sits on that throne is thunder. I've shown you in Revelations that thunder sits on the throne of heaven. What else do you want to see? What else? Talking to you Christians that you are persecuting we traditionalists, that when we live in your homes, you want to rub shoulders, and you want to rub to our faces that we have nowhere to sleep, and then we are living in your house, therefore we are devils, blah 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 blah. Meanwhile, you're just ignorant. I know that I'm being insulted, but sometimes it's some way that when the truth is just so plain, but someone is so dumb that they can't see it. Yet you that's doing the right thing, you are the one that people point fingers at you outside. They want to refer to you as the devil when they are just ignorant. All right, I think I've even gone beyond the 30 minutes time that I set for myself. So my name is Paulvin, and this is what I do. I'm into African spirituality. I have energies that I work with. In case you need help in any spiritual way, contact me. All right, if it's beyond me, I will lead you to places that I know they can give you the help that you require. But I pray that it will not be beyond me. Right now, let me talk to you about cleansing. As you seek to indulge into African spirituality and practice it, one key that will help you a lot is cleansing. Cleansing. Right? People have been dirty and they have invoked energies and they went crazy. We heard the stories when we were young, and there is a discovery. You can't be dirty and you invoke an energy that's holy. It will haunt you. So cleanse yourself, right? This is a holy soap that I prepared. That because it's so holy, I don't want you to touch with your hand. Therefore, when you buy it, I give you this spoon. You use this spoon to take the soap, right? Before you put it on your sponge, you don't use your sponge to touch the soap, because your sponge carries so much dirt that has been removed from your own body. So you don't send the dirt back to the soap that you want to use to cleanse yourself. It's wrong. So this soap this is what you leave on the soap all the time. Anytime you want to go and take the soap, you use this spoon to take it, right? We are about to enter into a new Gregorian year, right? A new Gregorian year. Make sure you don't enter the new year with your debt. Buy this and cleanse yourself. All right, I'm giving 10% discount to people who buy this before the end of 2023. In 2024, the discount will be over. So contact me if you need a cleansing machine. This is the 2 minute salmon at the power soap, all right? And it's for cleansing. There are so many other benefits of it. Now, this is also the retentive memory honey, right? There are so many herbs mixed with honey here, and it works and fixes your brain, helping you to remember things easily. Some things that you have forgotten 10 years, 20 years ago, even when you were a child, this will help you to remember. I'm not bragging, it's true. And when you eat this, it cleanses your inner being and makes it easy for you to meet your helper in life. Aside getting you a retentive memory, it's also very spiritual, right? It activates your soul. And when I say it activates your soul, I don't mean it to make you get a third eye to see, no. But when it activates your soul, the soul fights for itself. Therefore, it pushes you to places where you meet your meter, your helper. Someone will meet you in life, and a person will want to help you, right? Get in touch and let me let you know the price of this and the shipping cost. If you're abroad, it will be shipped to you, right? It doesn't really cost much. Okay. Now, thanks for being here watching me. Please kindly share this episode to people that needs to watch and learn that the God of the Bible is the God of thunder, lightning, rain, and fire, and also the God of justice. And the name of that God is Yahweh. And the temple of that God is Nugupo and Kliko, the Apegami, right? And it's right in Ghana, the center of Volta region. My name is Paulvin. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.